So Canada started our operations here in Ukraine in 2015, and really we started it as an early entry into trying to provide training assistance to the Ministry of Defense. And then very quickly we started to expand into a relationship with the Ministry of the Interior supporting the National Guard.
The National Guard of Ukraine has demonstrated themselves to be a world-class partner. At every turn, when we talk and we collaborate, you're quick to take the things that we advise on and move out on them. You're quick to apply the training, and it's an excellent model, and it's been very, very successful.
This past year we've made a lot of accomplishments with the National Guard of Ukraine, including the introduction and testing of the DP1 course, as well as the DP2 course. And in the engineering sphere, we've managed to start the Sapper Level 1 and Sapper Level 2. And from my understanding, the DP1 course is now being taught throughout the National Guard home station units. And I think that's a great success for both for us, and it shows a great cooperation between National Guard of Ukraine and Operation UNIFIER in helping the NGU reform.
What we recognized early on is that the armed forces and the security forces of Ukraine all have a military capability, and the National Guard in particular is a composite capability of a policing function, providing public order, but also providing military tactical capability. And as a result of that, we realized that there was a requirement from a Canadian perspective to assist and provide training where we could along rudimentary tactical levels. So things like first aid training, counter-IED training, understanding civil-military cooperation, and then eventually we broke into things like chaplain resiliency.
So Operation UNIFIER is the Canadian government's mission here in Ukraine to assist the Ukrainian people and to help the NGO, specifically in my case, improve themselves.
One of the key areas that we started working on was providing training into Star A in particular, where we had a training group. We provided the liaison officer into the National Guard headquarters as well. And with those personnel, we were able to provide more tactical level training.
So during that time frame, the cooperation between the National Guard of Ukraine and Operation UNIFIER has been extensive. We have developed numerous training courses, leadership courses in Zolochev, along with the basic military training for the NGU. We've also increased our cooperation in the International Interagency Multinational Training Center, Star A, for the rotational training companies coming through and doing the collective training piece there. And there's also a number of initiatives that are beginning now in terms of cooperation between our two groups on the development of training development officers, as well as hopefully officer training in Kharkiv.
What you see when you see a member of the National Guard is, or what example has been given to me is when I first arrived here back in August of this year, I was in Vinnytsia, and what we ended up seeing was a number of National Guardsmen who were doing basically a routine activity where they were patrolling in the street and they were doing an exchange of duties. So time of day, they were changing their responsibilities to another group, and the professionalism, the attitude, the bearing, the discipline, the attitude towards the public were all excellent. They were very professional, they were very respectful of the people around them, and they did a fantastic job. And I have mentioned this to General Balan as well, that the best ambassadors that the National Guard has are the guardsmen of the National Guard and the job that they do. When we find that the National Guard is ready and able, then we back off and we let the National Guard run with the training that they do. If there is an area where they need development or support, then we will be ready to assist and to provide that support. Where that training is going to take us in the next year, it really comes down to the vision that General Balan has for the National Guard, and Op Unifier will be there to provide support.